All right, the purpose of this video is to show you how to calculate your FERS pension, right? So your FERS pension is the first leg of your retirement calculator, and is made up of how many years you work and your high three salary. So for example, here you go. Years of service, let's say your years of service for the first example is 20 years, right? So you got 20 years times 1%, you get that. And then you times it times, let's say your high three is 115,000, right? So you didn't put your salary in there, what your projected high three to be. Then you see your annual, that's your annual. You divide this by 12, and that shows you what your monthly pension will be when you retire. Now, let's go years. Let's say this is your scenario, right? Let's say you have 35 years of service. You're over the age of 62 with over 20 years of service. So you do 35 times 1.1% equals times your 115. That becomes your annual, and then you divide this by 12, and then boom, there you go. That's your monthly pension that you're projected to have at that age, right? And so what you have to do is you have to project out your high three, what you think it might be, and then your expected years of service based on your current age and your current SCD date. And then you look at, let's say, for example, let's say you're 50 years old and you want to retire by 62. So you would take how many years of service you have now, add 12 to that. And then that becomes your years of service expected. Then if you're over 62 and you have more than 20 years, you do times 1.1. And then you just project out what you think your average high three would be, right? And then you put that number into this calculation, and then then you're able to see exactly what your FERS pension is expected to be. Okay, cool.